right, we're back with episode 4, right? 4?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. We're going to talk about potty training today.
Oh boy.
How are you? Anything new?
Today's a really shitty day. I'm not going to lie to you.
Look at your swearing.
I know. Within like the first 4 words that come out of my mouth. Well, the weather's kind of crappy, which kind of just like automatically puts me in a weird mood. But like you last week were saying that you were having some sleeping troubles because your kids were sick. Well, now that's me this week.
Oh, no.
And
I hope they didn't get Millie sick.
I mean, I think it's just like a kid thing. Like, I think they just like are always snotty. They always have coughs, but Millie has like a pretty bad one right now.
Aww.
So I took her to the doctor on Wednesday and they were like, basically it's a viral infection. So there's nothing you can do, which we talked about. It's almost more annoying to take them to the doctor and have them tell you it's a virus because
Give me something ended in cillin.
Yeah. Give me a drug of any kind. Amoxicillin, Augmentin,
Ceftonir,
Yeah.
penicillin,
Just
all of it, all the good stuff.
just give me something. Clear all that out. But it's almost more annoying when they tell you that there's nothing that they can do. Because like if it was bacterial, then it's like they'll give you the amoxicillin or something. But
It's just a waiting
which like
game.
I should almost be like glad that it's not bacterial, but like at the same time, like she's still pretty sick.
I would be the
So,
same though, because a virus you just have to wait it out. I mean, it can
Yeah.
be weeks,
Yeah.
and at least if it's some sort of infection, you're on the antibiotic, and a couple days
Yeah.
later they're like back to normal.
And usually within like 24 hours, they're back to normal. So I think that's also something that like we failed to mention on the What No One Tells You About Being a Mom episode is how often you'll go to the doctor
You're just gonna be sick a lot.
or how often they're going to be sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like going to the doctor, that's your choice.
Well,
I'm just a psycho.
Their well visits always line up with nothing. You go
Yeah.
for a well visit, and then 3 days later they're sick, and then
Yep.
you take them back.
Yeah, they're always like, okay, we'll see you. Well, now they're like, we'll see you in a year. But before it was like, 6 months.
I'm actually gonna see
every
you next
4
week,
months.
don't
And I'm
you
like,
worry.
yeah, I'm like, LOL, that's funny. Well, so Millie has a really bad history of ear infections. She had tubes twice. They didn't work either time. And then they fell out on their own promptly like 6 months later. So I was worried that it was an ear infection, but not an ear infection, which is almost, again, worse.
Yeah,
Like,
It's
let
an
it be
at least that's
something
an
at
easy
least.
treatment. Yeah.
Yeah, give me like some actionable item.
Well, at least the weekend is coming,
The weekend is coming.
and you won't have to worry about work.
Yes.
You can just be.
Yes.
You can just be miserable at home.
Yes, that is true. Well, we're supposed to go up to Lake Erie this weekend
Ooh.
to visit my grandpa, but we'll see how that goes because I don't want her getting him sick. So
Yeah, that's tough with grandparents.
TBD. But I will say the only silver lining to today is Taylor Swift's new album dropped. So I've been listening to it all day, and it's been putting me in a better mood. And Kelsey had it playing when I showed up.
Yeah. We did also talk about this, that we obviously record these episodes ahead of time, and we keep trying to not mention dates, but here we are. So
Today's a very monumental day.
It
though,
is.
So
yeah.
can't not mention that. But yeah, so that's my week. Not a lot of sleeping. And then Matt went out of town yesterday, so I'm single momming again this weekend, and it's just,
That's tough.
yeah, it's just a lot.
Yeah.
But
I'm
how are you?
definitely, I'm glad it's Friday.
Yeah.
I had a pretty busy week, like work wise. But nothing like worth mentioning. Adam started a new job this week. I guess that's exciting.
That is exciting.
After an unfortunate layoff. So
Is he working right now? Are
He-
we
he
totally
is.
disrupting him?
totally,
Oh my
100%.
gosh.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm not sorry.
No, he'll be fine. So yeah, he did travel yesterday, but just like a couple hours away. But it wasn't anything crazy. So
Oh, that's not bad.
yeah. Well, let's start with I'll start with my tantrum.
Okay.
All right.
Go.
It's Lainey.
Classic.
So you know how we used to talk about how like Lainey will let me do whatever she wants with her hair, and you were always like, "What the heck?
Yeah.
Lainey won't let me do anything."
She won't let me touch
Well,
her hair.
I think she's absorbed some Millie energy.
Oh, boy.
I can't
sorry.
do anything with her hair now, and it's breaking my heart.
No.
I'll put a ponytail in, she rips it out. I put pigtails in, she rips them out, and she says, "I want nothing." Nothing. That's a new word that she's been saying.
Nothing.
So it's not like a specific, but every morning I used to we'd do her hair in the bathroom, and I'd ask her what she want, and she would say a braid or a pigtail or a
Yeah.
ponytail, and now she goes nothing. And every once in a while she says a headband, except she calls them headbands.
Headbands.
A headband, yeah.
Oh my god.
But specifically yesterday, she's being so weird about her hair. She asked for a ponytail. I gave her a ponytail, and then she looked in the mirror, pulled it out, and said, "No ponytail."
Toddler.
Okay, child.
Well, didn't you say that she has to have a ponytail to sleep?
Yes.
Is that still a thing, or is that
Well,
not?
I think it's become another reason for her to get out of her bed. Because now we'll put it in a ponytail, and she'll come out of her bed and come in our room and say, "My ponytail fell out."
Oh, it's just another. It's
It
more
didn't.
ammo.
Yeah, it didn't fall out. And so last night I was like, well, that sucks for you. I guess
Yep.
you're not going to have a ponytail tonight. And then immediately Adam gets home and he's like, "Oh, I'll put your hair back up." I'm like, "Will you stop it?"
Enabler.
Granted, he wasn't there for the whole conversation, so he
So
didn't
he
know.
had no
But
idea.
yeah.
That's so cute. My tantrum is all about the nose Frida.
So I love the nose Frida.
Okay, so listeners, if you're not familiar, the nose Frida is basically this like tube thing that you put one end in your kid's nose, and it's like a straw into your mouth, and you suck. I mean, there's obviously like a barrier.
There's a filter.
It's a filter, but yeah, you suck your kid's boogers out, for lack of better way to say that. And it's always been Millie's absolute worst or like least favorite thing.
Did you know they have an electric one now?
Yes, you told me about the electric one, and I did buy that, but ours somehow must have broke.
Oh, no.
I don't know. I like plugged it in, I charged it, and it's just kind of like making a strange noise.
Oh, well, I'm just going to
So-
do a little not
plug?
pitch for Nose Frida. They're not sponsoring us, but if you want to, you can. We have one upstairs, we have one downstairs,
Yeah.
and we have an electric one. So there's one in every child's room and downstairs.
It's the best thing ever. Because it's like they can't blow their nose, so you basically kind of like do that for them.
Yep.
But yeah, no, she absolutely hates it. And so like chasing her around this house with this thing, and like she sees it and she just runs and screams and cries, and I literally have to like pin her down to do it. And it's
Yeah.
just, it's awful.
I mean, you have to pin a toddler down to do most things.
True. That is
So.
true. Yeah. But like this one I feel less guilty about, because I'm like,
You're going to feel
Girl.
so much better.
yeah, because she's doing the thing where
after.
she's like hacking up a lung because it's all draining. And I'm like, if I could just help get that out. But she doesn't understand that when I try
Right.
to tell her. So it's just, I don't know. That's our tantrum. Just running around the house, chasing her with a nose Frida. And it's kind of wearing on
This
me.
is for your own benefit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't get it.
All right. What's your treat?
My treat is, so she's in the toddler bed now. We recently switched her, like, I don't know, maybe a few weeks ago. It hasn't been very long. And she's generally been doing really, really great with it. And she actually like would not get out until we came and got her most mornings. Like she would just sit there until we walked in her room. And now she's kind of learned that she can get out, which I'm like, oh, I wanted this like phase to last. She's learned that she can get out on her own. So like in the mornings, I'll like look at the monitor and her bed is like empty, and I like freak out, right? And I run, and she's standing at her doorway, just standing there.
That's what
like,
Lainey did at first.
It's so cute.
Yeah, she would stay in her bed until we came in to get her. Like she would sit up and she'd just kind of like wait.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's what they're used to doing
They
in their
didn't know
crib.
any different.
And then she would do the same thing. She would like crack her door and just stand there.
Yeah.
But now she has free reign of the house.
Now
so.
she runs, yeah. Yeah, it's just so funny. I don't know what's going on in her head, but she just stands at the doorway. I'm sure like she's inching her way, over
That's so
the
funny.
next few weeks. I'm sure it'll change, but it's just really cute.
Aw. How far is your room from her room?
Not very far at all.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
ours
like-
is right across the hall from Lainey's. so
yeah,
she's
ours
like,
is right down the hall.
well, my treats, I have two, both Lainey. Sorry, I left Chloe out this week. I don't know why. She's been fine, but
Just not.
she didn't make it. She didn't make the billboard
Come
today.
on, Chloe.
Okay, my first treat for Lainey. It's so funny. So she's Lainey May, and we call her that all the time. Like, the whole you only hear your middle name when you're mad.
Yeah.
But we just call her Lainey May all the time.
Oh.
Like it's not a you're in trouble type thing.
Oh, Millie only gets Amelia Catherine when she's in trouble. Amelia Catherine.
Sometimes I use her middle name if she's like having a hard time focusing. I'll be like Lainey May. Like, find my eyes.
Yeah.
But it's so funny. I'm realizing now that she doesn't understand how middle names work because she'll be talking to Chloe and she'll go Chloe May.
That is so
And it's been so cute. And we've been trying to correct her like, no, it's Chloe Bell. And she's like, Chloe May.
Yeah, it's just like,
She's
that's how this works.
No, that's just, yeah.
Oh
so
my
that's been
gosh.
really cute.
That's so cute.
And then this will be a good segue into our topic today. My second one. She's been doing great with the potty, and every once in a while she'll have an accident. And anytime she does have an accident or she doesn't quite make it to the potty, it makes me so happy because I've seen a lot of different parenting methods, and to each their own, but it's really hard to not react negatively when your kiddo has an accident, just because it is frustrating.
Yeah.
It's frustrating for them. It's frustrating for you. And you're like, oh, I got to clean this up. So we've made it like a point to just say things like, it's okay.
Yeah.
We can try again next time.
Yep.
No big deal. And we were playing in her playroom. And this just happened last night. We were playing in her playroom, and she got up. She's holding her butt. She's like, I have to go potty. And I'm like, okay, go. And then she ran into the potty, and she said, Mommy, I need help. So I came in there, and she had an accident. And she said, it's okay. I can try again next time.
My heart.
I was like, I'm so happy. Like, she doesn't feel embarrassed. Like, she doesn't,
Yeah.
like, it makes me so happy. So.
It's like when you see your parenting paying off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I also, sometimes see it not paying off, but
Well,
yeah.
that's
So I
also
thought that was
just
really
toddlers.
cute.
That's
just and just her
really
little voice
sweet.
saying it is just so
Yeah.
adorable.
I think that is a really good point to make, though, because I actually wrote that down on my list for today because that's something that I heard. It's like if they have accidents, which like they're going to have accidents.
They should
There's
have
gonna be
accidents.
so many accidents.
Yeah.
Yeah. To reinforce it as like it's like a learning thing, not never have a negative,
Like no punishment.
Yeah, no punishment around it, or else she's gonna be scared to go.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, totally.
So so Kelsey has successfully potty trained Lainey. I am working
During
on
the day, we'll say. She
Okay.
still wears a pull-up at night.
Okay, but that's still really good.
Yeah.
And Millie we're still in the process of potty training, but she did ask to go poop last night.
It's
We were in the
amazing.
tub and she asked to go poop, and I said, okay, let's
So
go.
she
She's
got
all
out of the tub
excited.
to go, okay.
Yes.
Well, when Lainey was in the thick of it, she'd poop in the tub, so.
Yeah, that's usually what happens. Oh, but don't worry, she didn't actually go. But she
Well,
sat on her potty for a while, and
that's
I
good.
consider that a win.
Totally.
I actually, and maybe this is an unpopular opinion, but I actually reward her anytime she sits on the potty.
Yeah.
Like if she sits there for an extended period of time and like, actually tries, I'll reward her.
Totally.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
I know.
I think there are so many different potty training methods out
Yeah.
there. If you Google it, you're going to get a million different answers, and every kid is different, and everything is going to work. So what worked for Lainey, I am sure will not work for Chloe, because
Right.
that's just how the world works. And I wanted to start by saying nothing makes you feel like you know nothing like potty training. Like you just, it's just like,
Elaborate on that.
it's such a simple thing when you think about it. You're like, yeah, you go pee and poop on the potty, obviously. Yeah. And then you try to explain that to a toddler, and they're like, I've actually been able to do whatever I want for the last 2 years. So changing that it doesn't sound like fun.
Yeah.
So I just you try so many different things and work so many different angles, and some of it works and some of it doesn't. And it just makes you want to pull your hair out. And I think a big takeaway from everything that we're going to talk about today is just don't force it,
Yeah.
because that's what I did.
Yep.
And I knew going into this that it was a bad idea. It was just, I was on maternity leave. It was just like a perfect scenario where I could keep her home and we could really focus on it. And
Yeah.
I don't know. She started peeing on the potty around 18 months.
Oh, wow.
It was really hit or miss. It was mostly in the mornings. I was just trying to introduce it to her.
Yeah.
And it was probably just a coincidence.
Yeah.
Because when I would see her wake up, I'd run in there and get her, and then we put her on the potty, and it's just your body's
Naturally,
natural
you have to go.
response.
Yeah. We did that too. We just started introducing it to her probably around a year and a half.
Mm-hmm. Because I didn't want her to be afraid of the potty. Because Lainey's such a timid kid. That was a big fear of mine, is that I didn't want her to, because a lot of kids are, especially the flushing. It's loud. It's,
Oh, yeah.
there's a lot of different things to consider there. So I was determined to potty train when I was on maternity leave with Chloe.
So how old was Lainey around then?
So, oh my God, how old was she? A little over 2. Yeah, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Over past her birthday. I'm like, how far apart are they? Almost exactly 2 years. Yeah. And I originally only wanted to use the like potty seat you put over the toilet. I never wanted to use the separate little potty. First of all, because they're disgusting. And second, I just didn't want to have to do another transition.
And it's more junk in your bathroom.
Yes. But then that didn't work. So we ended up getting the little potty. And we got one in both of our bathrooms, upstairs and downstairs. And the one that we had upstairs was so cute. I think I got it at Target. I'm sure I got it at Target or Amazon.
Let's be honest. The only two places worth going.
Right. I wish I knew what it was called. I should have wrote that down. But anyways, when they sit on it, if they pee, it's like water activated. And once it feels that liquid, it sings. So it's like an instant reward. It was like an instant reward for her. And so every morning she'd say, let's make the potty sing. So she was really like, she loved it.
Wait, maybe I should get that.
Yeah, you can have ours. You can use it until we need it for Chloe. Seriously. Okay. And then we had a second one. We had an Elmo one. She loves Elmo. And when you'd flush it, he'd laugh. And it was a little creepy.
A little weird, but whatever gets it going.
Yeah. I think in hindsight, we should have done the same ones because she would be a little confused when that one wouldn't sing when she'd go.
Like, well, he'll laugh.
Yeah. And so she actually, now that I think about it, she would go a lot less downstairs than she would upstairs. So I wonder if that had anything to do with it.
I bet you it did, but you probably went upstairs more frequently.
I mean, during the day, we're down here.
That's true. Yeah.
So like we potty trained down here for sure.
She must have really liked that singing.
I don't know. I guess. But do you guys have a potty, like a separate potty for her?
Oh man, where do I begin? We have two potties. Yeah, one's upstairs, one's downstairs. They are different. The upstairs one is a baby shark and it sings. If you press a little button on the side, it sings baby shark. So if she sits there, like she'll press the button and that keeps her going for a while. Also though, it's like out of batteries, so now it's like baby shark. So we've had it a really long time and I should probably do that or update that, but I'm probably just going to throw it away.
It's amazing.
It's really scary. And then downstairs we have the one from Target. It looks like a potty. Like it looks like a miniature, like, adult potty. And it has little cubby in the back that you can put books and stickers. So she really likes that. So I went to the dollar store and I just got her like 2 little books. And so she'll read those or like, look at the pictures while she's sitting on the potty, which is pretty freaking cute. And then it flushes just like normal. It makes a normal flush sound. And so she gets a huge kick out of that.
Yeah. I remember at the very beginning, I think we were having her sit on the potty a little too frequently because then she would just like sit and be like, done. Like, okay, like you didn't even try. So then we started to try to figure out things to get her to sit a little bit longer. So we'd do books. And then I started to let her watch like YouTube videos and movies and things. And then I quickly was like, researching and they're like, that's actually the worst thing that you can do.
Yeah, because they'll just sit there forever but not actually
and that can actually be like bad for your health too, to sit like that for so long.
Really?
Like little toddler hemorrhoids.
No. Wait, is that really what you read?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I don't know if that's a real thing, but I mean that is how it happens. So
sometimes if I think Millie has to go number 2, I'll let her watch her iPad because I'm like, it might take a minute to get that going.
That was a concept that took Lainey a little while to understand too. And when she would say she needed to poop and she'd sit down and be like, oh, there's no poop in my butt. I'm like, okay. Or she says that too when we tell her to go potty. She'll say, there's no pee in my butt. Like she's trying to say she doesn't have to go, but that's what she says. And it's so funny.
I love little toddler brains.
I mean, in their mind, it's all coming from the same place.
Oh my God. That's funny.
Yeah. So it's hard to figure out how to get them to do it. But I would try to explain to her, sometimes poop takes a little bit longer. Yeah. So you might have to stay here for a little bit longer. I don't know whether she actually got it or not, but
yeah. I listened to the audiobook of Oh Crap Potty Training by, I'm going to say the name wrong, I'm very sorry, Jamie Glowacki. I don't know, I think I got it on Libby. Okay. And she basically talks about a 3-day method, which after
is it the naked potty training?
That,
Oh, that's what we did. That was amazing for us.
Explain. What's the naked?
Well, I'll get there. Okay. So we were making progress. So she was just peeing like mostly morning and night. And then all of a sudden she stopped. Like she was throwing temper tantrums anytime we asked her to sit.
That's how Millie got, like, would not go near the potty.
Yeah. She just like, it's like we were forcing her to do it. And then I was like, this is never going to work.
Yeah, because back to our earlier point, you don't want them to have a negative connotation.
Right. Yeah. So then we were like, we're going to do a potty training weekend. And so we
tried that.
Everything that we read said to do like naked from the bottoms, from the waist down. And the weekend that we were going to do it, Adam ended up needing to be out of town, and Chloe was like a month old. So I decided to go straight to underwear because I was like, I don't want to go straight to naked right now.
Yeah.
She had so many accidents.
Oh my
like,
gosh.
I mean, it was like she didn't even know it was coming. So I'm like, she's clearly not ready.
Yep.
Like, it was just like nonstop. I mean, she probably had 7 or 8 accidents the first day. And then the second day, I only made it halfway. And I was like, okay, we're done here.
Yep. That's how we were.
She was frustrated. I was frustrated. And we were like, we just need to take a step back and figure this out another time, because when if they're not ready, they're not ready. Like, there's nothing you can do about it.
Exactly.
I so badly wanted her to be ready, but I think I was just correlating like the random times that she would go on the potty. Like, obviously she knows.
That's exactly what I did.
Yeah.
I think that's the key phrase. When they're ready, they're ready. When they're not ready, they're not ready. Don't force it.
Yeah. So we waited about 2 months, and then we tried the weekend again. And this time we went butt naked, bottom down. She just wore an oversized t-shirt, and it definitely did the trick. Like, she held her pee from the moment she woke up until like noon. And we were like, you have to go potty. Like, we're like getting her to drink all day long, like have some juice, have water, have whatever you want.
That's and I think that was like pump them with liquids.
I think that was the first time she'd ever tried juice. And so she was like,
and juice makes you go fat.
Yeah,
like, that goes right through them.
She was like, okay. Yep. And so she got to pick different colors of juices that she wanted. We did the little hugs juices.
Oh, wait, like the little like barrel thing?
Yeah.
They still make those?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I loved those as a kid.
I still love those.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even know
it's like Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it was like noon, and you could tell she had to go bad. So we made the executive decision that this first day on the second weekend of trying, instead of anticipating her like actually going into the bathroom, we kept the potty out with her.
That's what we did. Like, followed her around wherever she was. Yep.
So like whatever room we were in, that's where the potty would be.
Hey, if it's gonna help with accidents, do it.
When she needed to release, she was literally spinning in circles like a dog. Like, you know, like a dog when they're trying to figure out where to go potty. Like, she was
Did she just not want to go on the potty?
I just think she was like, that sensation of being naked. She's like, like I can't let it go because there's nothing there. And like, oh my God, what do I do? And she ended up like, she started to pee on the floor, and we like grabbed her and put her on the potty and like praised the shit out of her. Like, you're amazing.
Great job.
Yeah, we were doing.
I make a huge deal out of it.
We were giving her little mini M&Ms every time she successfully goes. So they're like teeny tiny. Don't come at me for giving my child candy.
Oh, I give her full on lollipops every time she goes. So,
I mean, that was so funny. She was like, like she physically
like
could not hold it any longer.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, down around that time, it was getting close to nap time, and they say like you should do all or nothing. So we just kept with it for nap. Like, she stayed naked for nap time. She made it through nap. She did good. Yeah, just because a lot of kiddos, they'll just hold it until they get that diaper on them, and then go. So we were like, it's one less thing to have to worry about later. And she's always done fine with nap. She has the occasional accident, but that was never an issue. The second day, she still was holding it, and we're like, girl, like, we know you clearly can hold your pee long enough that you can do this.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. So I got to use her sister against her, which maybe not the best idea, but she wouldn't go. And I was like, okay, fine. Well, let's see if Chloe will go. I picked up Chloe and like sat her on the potty, and Lainey lost it. She's like, that's my potty. She went on the potty the rest of the day without even a hitch.
Can I borrow Chloe?
Like, that's my potty. And then she started to understand that every time she went successfully, she would get this little mini M&M, to the point where like she would go let a little tiny bit of pee out,
So
get an M&M, and then she'd go 5 seconds later and let a little tiny bit of pee. It was hysterical.
Why are they so smart?
You mean manipulative?
Yes. Also that.
Yeah, it was really funny. So the third day, so we did Friday through Sunday. The third day we decided to go ahead and try underwear, and she only had one accident.
Wow.
So, and she wasn't like going on her own. It was still a lot of reminders, but and first I'm going to backtrack here for a second. I don't know if you've ever heard of that training underwear. It's like thicker.
Yes, I bought some.
I hate it.
Oh, why?
I just like,
Because it's in between a diaper and underwear.
well, first of all, it doesn't work. It
No,
doesn't
it
do
doesn't.
anything.
It
Like,
doesn't.
it's just like underwear. But I think it's a little confusing for them because it feels more like a diaper. So Lainey was much more apt to have an accident when she was wearing those than regular underwear. So we just like got rid of them.
Okay.
A lot of people swear by them.
That's good
I
to
hated
know.
them.
I didn't find it that much more absorbent.
No,
Than
not at all.
yeah.
They're just bulky and
They're
I don't
cute.
know. I don't like.
though.
They are cute. I mean, everything's cute on their little tiny butts.
Oh my gosh. Little baby underwear. Nobody like prepares you for seeing tiny little underwear like that. I think I texted you and I was like,
Yeah.
this is the cutest.
And we did make a big deal out of it. I took her to Target with me and let her pick out her own undies, and
Yeah.
she picked Baby Shark, of course.
Yep.
So that was exciting for her to put them on. But she's been in underwear now for almost a year, and we're at a point where she just goes on her own, and it's magical. Like
Oh
she
my
just
gosh.
gets up and goes.
So she's on like the normal potty though.
Yes.
Does she have like a step stool?
Yeah.
What do you?
Yeah, we have a little step stool in both of our bathrooms that she just like moves around. Then she'll move it to the sink to wash her hands. And
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wait, is it the kind that has like, so it doesn't have the built-in seat that goes?
No.
Like she goes on the potty?
Yes.
Like with nothing?
yes.
How does she not fall in? She's so tiny.
She is very tiny. No, she just holds on, but they do the same thing at school. I mean, they're like tiny potties, but
Yeah.
no.
Wow.
Yeah, we started
incredible.
after she started going, we kind of got rid of the potty seats. Actually, she didn't want them anymore. She kept saying no.
Really?
And I mean, she couldn't go independently if she had to like get the seat out and put it down. And
That's
like,
true.
she's not gonna do all that.
So what do you do when you're like out and she has to go potty?
I just take her to the potty.
But
and
like those
sit her on it.
like they're like it's got like the gap between the two.
She does fine.
Really?
Yeah, she just sits
I
on
just
it and
like
goes.
can't see Lainey on a toilet seat without falling in. She's
Well, the
literally
next
so
time
small.
she's here, you come over.
Yes, can I please watch Lainey go to the bathroom? Ew.
I mean, she watches me go potty. So.
Oh, that's another trick that I use sometimes for Millie. Like, I'll be like, oh, I have to go potty. Do you want to go potty with mommy? And she's like, yeah.
Of
like,
course.
I want to do whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Did you guys set timers?
Yes. Oh, I forgot to write that down. Yeah.
Yeah.
When we were like in the thick of it, that first day we did every 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then that was like the very first time we were trying. And then she was getting so mad because she was having to stop what she was doing so often
It's
that
hard.
we upped it to like 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
And
I
then-
found that 30 minutes was a little bit too
Yes.
close together, and like she would just not have to go.
What we did, unless she had just had a meal and she had like drank a decent amount of liquids, then we would go closer to like 30, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
But like we slowly just increased it. And then the second time we tried, I mean, girlfriend held her pee for 5 hours. So like,
So it's like you don't really need
Yeah.
to do the timer.
so then, yeah, we don't do it anymore, obviously. But after that third day, I would just set a recurring timer on my watch for every 2 hours to make
Oh.
sure that if she hadn't like initiated it, that I would just take her.
That's crazy that you did that with a 1 month old too, or like
Yeah,
2
but like
months.
newborns are so sleepy.
That's true.
And I like,
But I feel like you can't even like be on your phone or anything. Like I feel like you have to like be watching them.
I mean, Lainey was pretty content watching a movie, and
I felt like I was like
with,
on.
with Lainey or the newborn.
No, with potty training.
Oh,
Yeah, because like I was just like watching her constantly because I just didn't want her to have an accident.
We also have, I don't know how your house is set up, but we have all hardwood floors on our first floor. So I wasn't as
know we do
nervous
too.
about her having an accident. I was like, it's whatever. It's on a hardwood floor.
That's
Like
true.
if I had carpet,
Yeah,
I
that's
probably would
true.
have never done this because we have one rug in her playroom. And anytime she'd have an accident, that's where she would freaking go.
Of course.
She would like literally run over there and pee. And I'm like, girl, like
Yeah.
the one
Gosh, they're like
piece of
dogs.
yes. Oh, no, dogs are easier to potty train.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just throw them outside.
Right.
Actually, that kind of is sort of part of my plan. I'm going to wait for the weather to get nice and kind of let her play outside, just
Yeah.
like naked and
We
bring a
did
potty out
that.
there.
I mean, it was summer when I was on leave, and
When we tried, it was January with
oh,
President's
yeah.
Day, and it was the worst weekend of my life.
yeah, it was.
But we should probably try again.
Yeah, I do remember her going outside to play, and then it is very hard to get them to come back inside when that timer goes off. So she did pee outside a couple times.
Oh, I'm just gonna put the little potty out there.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah, I did not bring it
Yeah.
out there, but I also had a baby on me, so.
Yeah. One thing I recommend is going to like the dollar store and just like stocking up on like little toys, like a little prize basket. Like
Yes.
I just made like I had little bits like little candies, little they have the little figurines,
Yeah.
like Toy Story, Mickey, some books. I just like put all that in like a basket I had, and
Yeah.
anytime she would go like successfully, she got to pick out a prize.
Yeah, we started doing that after that weekend because one, I was like, you're going to eat so much chocolate
Yeah.
if we continue with this.
Oh yeah.
So we did like a little like grab bag, and she could pick something like those mystery toys she loves.
Yes.
And then we also did a potty chart at one point. It was an Elmo themed like sticker chart. She liked putting the sticker on there, but I don't think she really connected the dots with that,
Nope.
because she was like, I don't get anything from this.
I don't think the sticker chart worked at all for
Yeah.
us. We had one too. I had it posted up right next to her potty. I'm like, oh, you can put a sticker. And like, she gets stickers so often that it wasn't special. Like,
Well, I also think a lot of those charts are made to say like, okay, as soon as you get 5 stickers, then you get a reward, and that's just
Yeah.
way too over their head right now.
way too over their head.
I think
they
that's
need
like-
that
that's like-
immediate gratification.
Yeah, I think that's something more for an older child if you're doing like a chore chart or like
Yeah.
something like that. But
Oh yeah, that's true. That's a good idea for a chore chart.
yeah, but something that came coming out of the other end, earlier this year we took her to Disney on Ice, and it was the best feeling in the world to not have to get into the line to have your bags checked, because we didn't have to bring a diaper bag. We just got to like walk right in.
That's
like I got
nice.
to carry a purse, which
That's crazy.
it's so funny because Adam has gotten me like such cute bags over like our time together, and since having kids, I always just have a diaper
Yep.
bag, so I never use them. So when like we have a date night or we're just out with
Yeah.
Lainey, I'm like, oh my god,
I get to bring a purse.
I'll stick like a change of clothes in there, but
Yeah.
other than that, like I don't need anything else.
That's
so
awesome.
that
has
is-
to be so freeing.
it's something to look forward to for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
Except not you have a baby, so
well, we conquered.
you conquer and divide. You just said it again. I need to like write this down for you.
Divide and
somewhere.
conquer. Put it on a sign.
Kelsey
hold it up.
cannot get divide and conquer right. It's conquer and divide. Oh my god. Yeah, a cue card up on your wall.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
But
Too
I
funny.
I know I mentioned that she's still in a pull-up overnight now. And we had a situation, I think this was just last week, where we ran out. Well, I don't know if I mentioned this before on here or not, but Lainey always tries to find a way to come out of her room at bedtime. And one of the things she started to do was, on purpose, she would pee in her pull-up, and she'd come up and be like, I peed, I need a new one. Girl. Yeah. And now she'll do it, and she comes out, she takes it off herself, she puts it in the trash, she gets another one, puts it on. I'm like,
Oh my gosh. She's like an adult.
she's just,
Does she even need you?
it's so annoying.
Does she make you dinner yet? Or like
Wish she'd clean up the house.
that'll be nice.
But so we were going through like 2 or 3 pull-up. She's past this now. Like she hasn't done this in a minute.
Okay.
But we were going through pull-ups at an obnoxious rate. And one night she did that, and we told her like, this is a lot. We don't have any more. We had just accidentally ran out, because we take them from her room and stock them in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And like, we're just not thinking about it.
Yeah.
And she did it, and we were like, that was your last one. We don't have any more. We have to put a diaper on you now. And Chloe's diapers fit her.
Of course.
Yeah, they're literally the same size. And
Oh my gosh.
she was beside herself. She was like, no diaper, which is hilarious because it's the same thing as a
Yeah.
pull-up. It
Yeah.
just looks a little different.
Yeah.
She was sobbing, I'm not a baby.
Oh.
I was like, first of all, you will always be my
Yeah,
baby.
let's not talk about this.
But second of all, you shouldn't have peed in your pull-up on purpose. So you have to wear a diaper
Yeah.
now. And are trying to explain to her, I'm like, it's okay. Like, I'm not doing this because I'm mad at you.
Yeah.
You just you're gonna wet the bed. Like it is what it is, because she's still waking up. I'd say she wakes up with a wet pull up half the time. She wakes up dry every once in a while, and then she'll go, but not enough to give me confidence to pull the plug yet.
Yeah.
And she like wasn't having it. I'm like, fine, go pick out a pair of underwear. And I told Adam, I'm like, I guess this is our trial night. We'll see how it goes. And she had an accident at like 4 a.m. She came in and I peed. So we're like cleaning up her bed and everything. So not ready for overnights yet. But she'll get there. It's just, they say by
She's
like 4. That's a pretty common milestone
she's not even
for them
3
to reach.
yet.
Yeah.
Like that's really good.
Yeah.
I think going back to like having low expectations, but like also just, you know, if it's not time, it's not time. I was fully convinced that I was going to do this in 3 days because of everything I read and all the videos I watched, all the TikToks.
Well, people make it sound so easy.
I know. And I'm like, oh, I can do all those things. And guess what? I did all those things, but like it didn't happen. And I was so mad at the internet by day 3 because I was like, dude, like you all
always
told
mad
me.
at the internet.
You all told me, like everyone's like, oh my God, we started on this day and they went to school potty trained the next week. And I was like, in my mind, I'm like, that's going to happen.
I feel like people who are using that method, they're usually they're usually older kids.
That's true.
When I've seen that happen at, like when I worked in childcare and parents would say that they were doing their like potty boot camp over the weekend, it was usually because they were about to go to preschool and you had to be potty trained to go to preschool. So they were almost 3.
Yeah.
And that's a very typical age to.
Almost 3.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm talking like 3, 3.5. It depends on where their birth date is. Like Millie's September.
Yeah.
So she's going to have a lot longer time before she has to go to that stage, just depending on when the cutoff for kindergarten is. That's when we start looking at kindergarten enrollment.
When?
Speaking of that, Lainey's literally going to kindergarten in 2 years.
I'm not well.
She'll be 3 years based on her birthday, but isn't that
That's
crazy?
crazy.
Just because she's like a spring baby, she'll be 5 in 2026, and that's only 2 years away.
I can't.
Yeah.
Okay, let's not talk
But
about
I
this.
do think that method works a lot better for kiddos who are a bit older.
Yes. Yeah.
Lainey
Okay,
was
that's fair. It's not like an
outlier. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I mean,
but I think that's how like most 2 to 3 year olds are gonna be.
yeah. I don't know. I think it's just so different for everyone. There's so many different concepts out there. One very popular trend that I do not understand, and I think I talked to you about this before, is putting the freaking underwear over the pull-up. I don't understand it. It makes no sense to me because they're still peeing in their pull-up.
I know.
It would make sense to do it the other way around, to put the underwear on and the pull-up over if you're trying to avoid the accident, just so they feel that sensation. But it is such a trend that people do, and I'm like, why?
So daycare, it was a different teacher and she's no longer in the classroom, but she told me send her to school with a diaper and underwear over her diaper. And I was like, okay. So I did it for a few weeks and I don't really know. So here's what she told me the reasoning is because it's something to get them like used to the idea. So like she would be like, oh, what kind of underwear do you have on today? And they would be like, look, it's bluey, or whatever, to kind of like start the conversation or normalize that. I don't know. And then another one was so that they learn to like take it up and down.
But that's what a pull-up is for.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Lainey was doing that with diapers. I mean, she was so tiny that she could just shimmy right out of them. But I always thought that was such a funny intro to potty training.
Now that you mention it, I really don't get it, but
it's such a fad though. Everyone is doing it.
Really?
I think it's so funny, but whatever works. Literally whatever works.
Yeah.
I know I already said this, but I know that we pushed it too hard with Lainey, especially since when she started having temper tantrums to just sit. Like that should have been our cue to like totally back off. But yeah, I mean, we did take a break for a little while and it all worked out in the end and it's fine now. But yeah, I think I'll be a lot more patient with Chloe unless we have another newborn and then I'm just like in the same situation.
Then you have 2 to take care of and a newborn.
Actually, at that point I'll be like, Lainey, can you potty train Chloe?
She'll be probably more than happy to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did it over President's Day weekend, or attempted the first time, and same thing. It was not working. She was crying by the end. We were all in hysterics after the like sixth
I was crying.
accident.
She was crying.
We all were like yelling at each other. I'm like, this is not worth it.
Yeah.
It is not worth it. She's clearly not ready. We are clearly like struggling. So that was a few months ago, and we have not tried again. But like every once in a while, like she went pee yesterday. Like she'll be like, I'll be like, hey, do you want to go to the potty? And she'll be like, yeah. And we'll go sit on the potty, and she goes. And I know that they say like be consistent, don't do that. But like, meh, it is what it is.
I feel like it has to start somewhere. You can't be consistent out of the gate.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
This book that I listened to was like, once you take them out of diapers, never put them back on.
I think that is a true statement.
Yeah.
I think like that can be very confusing, and that's why we didn't want the nap time diaper. But a lot of people do the nap time diaper. I'm not saying not to do that. I think that's totally fine. It's just Lainey was obviously waiting for it because she was holding it.
Yeah.
So in her situation, I think she needed to like rip the Band-Aid.
Yeah.
And she's just that kid in general. She does not do good with transitions. Even at daycare, if she's going to a new room, I ask them like, please just send her straight to the next classroom, because the back and forth and visiting a new room, which is normally helpful for a child.
Yeah.
Lainey can't handle it. Like she gets so attached to her teachers.
Yep.
And it's harder for her. So
Yeah.
going back to, it's different for every single child.
Yes.
And you just have to figure out what works for your kiddo.
Yeah.
And I know that's the worst advice in the world, but you know your child more than anybody else on this planet. So
Yeah.
you'll figure it out, or they'll figure it out. They're not going to go to kindergarten not potty trained. Like it's not going to happen.
Everyone says that, and that kind of gives me some like reassurance.
Yeah.
But-
Or like parents who have a kiddo who likes to sleep with them. Like they're not going to be 16 curled up in your bed. Like it's just eventually it's going to naturally separate. But yeah. So our next hurdle is to overnight potty train. But like that's not an issue. Like it's not affecting us in any way. That'll just come naturally as she has more dry pull-ups.
Yeah.
But we are encouraging her to get out of bed and go potty on her own when she needs to. And she still feels the need. She comes in, she opens our door, and we always say, Lainey, what are you doing? Like, what's wrong? And she'll say, I need to go potty. And we're always like, you don't need to tell us. It's fine. Just go. And then we can hear her like rummaging around in there, like pushing her stool over to the potty and going. And this morning, actually, she came barging in our room at 6 a.m., like flung the door open. And I was like, oh my God, what is wrong? And she said, I need to go potty. And I was like, okay, go ahead. Like, go. And then it was really funny. She came back and stuck her head in our room and went, I wiped. I said, great job.
Now
go to bed. She never went back to bed, but
yeah, I was gonna say she probably didn't.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know.
man.
Where are you now with Millie? Like, what is she? Is she just going every once in a while?
Yeah, I mean, if we sit her on the potty, like she knows what to do. She'll go to the potty. She'll go number 1. She's never got number 2 on the potty, but like
that's the hurdle. That's the harder part.
I heard about that.
Yeah. Lainey's just now to the point like that. If she was having an accident at school, it was a BM.
Really?
And now she goes. So
yeah, that's But yeah, no, she'll go. She doesn't really ask. Well, like lately she's been like asking to go, but she hadn't been doing that either. But it's just
she's like, I want a prize that I'm about.
Kind of, yeah. But I don't even give her a prize.
Yeah.
Like she just kind of does it. But I feel like the hardest part for us right now is like the connection between like, oh, I have to go, like understanding her body, and what that means, and telling me,
definitely,
or going by herself.
Yeah, we tried to figure out whether Lainey was telling us she needed to go or that she had already went.
Yes.
That was it's still good for them to recognize when they've gone.
Right.
But it's a different concept for them to like get it right before it happens.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah, that's what we're struggling with right now. She will tell me when she has gone. But well, number 1, but like when she clearly has gone, number 2, and I'm like, "Hey, did you poop?" She's like, no, I didn't. No.
Does she have a spot where she likes to go?
Behind anything. In her little playhouse. Behind her chair.
It's so funny.
Just anywhere we can't see her, which I know they say is a sign that they're ready because they're not embarrassed, but they want privacy.
They know that they're not supposed to be doing it too.
Also that. But she's been doing that since she was like 1.
Well, okay. Well, maybe she didn't know that. But Lainey would go behind our curtains.
You can't see me.
We thought for a while she was just playing peekaboo, and we're like, oh, there's an odor over there. All right.
And you're like,
Yeah.
yep. Yeah, no, there are definitely some specific spots. I'm like, there it is.
Yeah. Well, it won't be forever.
Yeah.
I think potty training has by far been the hardest phase so far.
Really?
Yeah. Now we're like over that hurdle, and I'm like, God, what's coming next?
Yeah.
It's going to be her attitude.
I think potty training is probably the hardest because it's the first thing that they have to willingly participate in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
teething, it happens. You can't control it.
Yeah.
Walking, same.
Yeah. I don't know. Lainey was very stubborn when it came to walk. She didn't walk until she was 15 months old.
Really?
She would stand for a long time, but girl would, I mean,
But she's kind of timid.
You could hold on with a pinky. Like she did not need you, but I think it was more a confidence thing than an ability. But yeah, she refused. I mean, it took a long time. And I remember going to her, 12-year checkup, and she wasn't even attempting at that point. And we were like, and he was like, by her next appointment, she's going to be walking. I'm like, are you sure?
Yeah.
And sure enough.
Well, let's see about that.
Yeah. And it's funny because it's interesting to compare siblings because I swear to God, Chloe's going to walk any day now.
Oh, for
she
sure.
walks with her hands like a pro.
Yeah.
Or she's
like pulling herself up,
she's
standing.
10 months old. Yeah. It's like, honestly, it's easier when they walk, though.
Yes, so much easier. I remember being I'm like, can you just do it?
Yeah, just come on.
I just don't want to carry
Can you come
everywhere.
here?
Yeah. And now she still likes to be carried, and she's 28 pounds. So,
Oh, Lainey's like 26 pounds. I
yeah.
think. And Chloe's.
Oh
I cannot wait. Lainey has her 3-year appointment, and Chloe has her 1-year appointment, and it's the same appointment. Like they get to go together.
Oh, that's nice.
So, because their birthdays are so close.
Yeah.
So it'll be really interesting to compare their percentiles and their weights and their heights. Yeah.
How much does Chloe weigh right now? Do you know?
I don't remember. I feel like the last time we took her, she was like 18 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
Like
They're going to be like sharing clothes.
Yeah.
By the time Chloe's like 2.
by next week, you mean?
Oh, that's what I meant.
Totally.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Especially bamboo, because you can stretch it.
Yeah. Oh, Lainey 100% could still fit in a 12-month.
Yeah.
Like easily.
For sure.
Probably even smaller than that.
Yeah, she definitely could.
I got her, speaking of bamboo, I was going through their closets, and Lainey had a birthday themed bamboo outfit for her birthday. And then I went to look at the size, and it was a 9 to 12 month for her 1-year birthday. I'm like, thank God it's bamboo, because Chloe probably still will be able to wear it, but it's going to be a little tight on her.
A little snug. But that's okay.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
Oh, well.
All right.
I want to know what we're going to talk about next week.
Yes. Okay, so next week episode is all about all things sleep.
Ooh.
Sleep training,
Sleep regression.
All things.
No sleep. Lots of sleep.
Maybe I'm just like ultra sensitive to the subject of sleep right now, but yeah, just
should we record
all
this one in the middle of the night or
no, absolutely not. We should record this after we've had 8 hours of sleep uninterrupted.
Oh, so
never
in 12 years.
So we'll never do this
after they go off to college. Got it. Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
But yeah, so
all right.
Rest up
for
the sleep episode.
Yeah, get ready. Buckle up. And if you guys have specific topics that you'd like us to talk about, let us know. We're always interested to hear. My husband and a coworker of mine suggested that Adam and Matt do an episode together. Like, I don't know about
Let us know
dads.
what you guys think. Should they do an episode? I don't know. Should we let the husbands have the mics?
I have control issues. I don't know.
Same. We're the same.
Well, follow us on Instagram at Cradle to Chaos. We also have a Facebook group at Cradle to Chaos, and we'll post sneak peeks.
You can listen on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Yep, we're working on getting it elsewhere. By now, it might be. Who knows?
Maybe.
Wherever you find your podcasts.
She's been dying to say that.
All right.
All right. Bye, Mom Besties.
Bye.